Hey, Noctus here, playing Shadowrun Returns once again. This is just after the elevator. There was a small bit of dialogue, but it really doesn't matter. Point is, I am now an intern at Telestrian, or Temp, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. The morning after, you hunker down in the janitor's locker room, amid the smells of industrial strength cleaners, floor wax, and body odor. Sleep is impossible as you must be constantly on your guard for the telltale sounds of security teams or building maintenance crews. Morning eventually comes, and with it, another chance at Project Aegis. It should be good. Good morning, mon ami. You look well. You better have a good reason for locking me in here overnight. Given Mr. Silverstar's paranoia about security, we could not get into his office in a straightforward manner last night. However, thanks to the mayhem created by you and your Shadowrunners, a situation ripe for exploitation now exists. You must think you're pretty clever. While you waited here, I continued to probe, looking into some of the less secure, more mundane Telestrian office files. Shipping records indicated that Mr. Silverstar recently took delivery of several paintings he commissioned after being promoted to VP of Telestrian Security. The shipment was called Our Values. On the same day, building maintenance reported installing the artwork in his office at the same time as a piece of equipment purchased from Fujicorp. Although they attempted to obfuscate its use, I believe it is the safe. And the sample is in the safe. You are very bright. Mr. Silverstar is personally conducting the investigation to last night's break-in. He is interviewing personnel who may have pertinent information. You need to be one of the personnel he interviews, in his office. Once you are inside, you will need him to leave so you can find a way to get the sample. So I tell him I have evidence so I can get inside his office for an interview. Close. You will plant evidence of your own creation. There are 3 matrix emergency power junctions on this level. If we add some comlink chips to them, it will make last night's run appear to be preparation for a larger run. It will bring the attention to Telestrian security. You're kidding. There is a janitor's uniform, ID badge, and the comlink chips in the locker. They will get you general access and allow you to pass the basic inspection. The rest is up to you. One more thing. Mr. Silverstar is well known for his creative security measures. You would do well to learn as much as you can about this man before meeting him. Now quickly change and I'll unlock the door. Okay, cool. Objective. Don't blow your cover. The supervisor has the look of a stuffer shack manager with delusions that he's on a career track, rather than what he is. A disposable, dime a dozen resource. Hey, there you are. I'm Steve Scott, I'll be your direct supervisor. Sorry I missed you when you first came in, but I only found out that you were starting an hour ago, and you suddenly shut up in the system. You're glitch or something. Normally, we'd watch an orientation trade and walk through our mission statement, but, well, it's gonna be hard for you on your first day, but you're gonna need to clean up some blood. Maybe a lot. Cleaning up other people's messes is what I do. You'll have your hands full. There was some sort of break-in last night. Some people were, just get things cleaned up on this floor. And listen, people are going to be on edge today, so try to stay invisible and don't get into any trouble. Otherwise, they're going to call me, and I'm going to have to reprimand you and put a note in your file. Straighten up this floor instead of trouble. Got it. I hope they get whoever did this. Only a fool would attack the Telestrian corporate office and think they can get away with it. Start heading from room to room and clean what needs cleaning. Good luck and welcome to Telestrian. Let's check the card. What can I do for you? I need to get upstairs. My supervisor says there's more cleaning to do. The top floors may only be accessed with the express authorization of Eric Silverstar, our VP of Security. You can head to the lower floors if your supervisor wants. Let me get back to work. The two men are staring into the vent and shaking their heads. Look, Raoul, I know and you know that there's nothing in that vent, but when I told that's a Silver Star, he accused me of not wanting to crawl in there. Said was letting the company down by not displaying the corporate value of duty. The suits sure love their mission statements and all that, Drek, but today isn't the day for Telestian Corp's duty above all crap. Several of us did the ultimate duty last night. Guess we should just be happy Mr. Telestrian isn't in today. Just get in there and take another look. I've got to go upstairs and report. I'll climb in there. A filthy guard is looking into an open vent. He is clearly not enjoying the idea of climbing back into the duct. Sorry I tracked that Drek all over the floor. He shakes his head. Man, I can't believe what happened in the night watch. Me either. You think you're done with events for the day? They want me to get this room back in order. If anyone asks, you saw me in there. Okay? Sounds good to me. Install a comlink chip. Access panel comes off the craft pop and you place the chip inside. Nice. This could end well, or horribly. I guess we'll have to see. Nothing in here. That one. Telestian tech worker. As Telestian tech jockey turns to speak, you notice a panel has been removed from one of the land racks just behind him. Thanks for coming. Can you believe it? The Silver Star is calling it an intrusion, but I know the aftermath of Shadowrun when I see it. Start over in the corner and make sure you don't get any solvents on my servers. You think you'd duck out for a smoke or something? Easier if I didn't have to clean around you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no problem. It's in the damn paradise, right? Access panel, puts a comm chip inside, and Jesus, let's take some lamp parts. That could be useful. Yep, best or better head down here. Put one in there. So at this point, it's not looking good. I don't know how it happened. Nonetheless, our records show this terminal was left unsecured in direct contravention of Telestian security policy. You failed in your duty. I know it's duty above all for you security types, but I am the victim here, I swear. Perhaps when Mr. Silverstar gets his next promotion, that will become a value for you data pushers as well. Right now, it seems your value is clocked out early and ignore my responsibilities. Don't go anywhere. I need to make my report to Eric. Prick. The wage slave is on edge. He's staring vacantly at his terminal with his hands to his face and his fingers twitching nervously. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Looks like you're in some real trouble, chummer. Buzz. Unless you can clean up a shattered career, leave me alone. I came across some items that help you out. I doubt it. You know the guy who said life isn't fair? He was talking about me. Security's bullying you. If I can make it look like your terminal was tampered with, no one would be the wiser. You're right. There is no reason I should let security push me around. Just do it quick. Oh. Thanks so much. I won't forget this when your review comes up. Hey, no problem, sir. Just glad I could help. Do you mind clearing out of here for a while? There's a lot to do. You bet. Just remember to keep this between us. Best part about being a maintenance worker. Doing this shit. And getting away with it. I need to get upstairs, blah blah blah. Hey, I found all these chips on some of the Matrix switch boxes. Is that important? The guard thinks for a moment and activates his comlink. He turns his back on you and has a brief conversation. Then he turns back. Mr. Silverstar wants to see you in his office immediately. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I will. Collecting the sample. The brutish dog-eat-dog existence of a slum dweller is a far cry from the quiet desperation and existential nothingness of a corporate wage slave. Yet after your time at Telestrian Industries, it's unclear which is more bleak. The elevator rises smoothly, its blanderized music assaulting you once again as you ascend to the executive floor. And your goal. Alright. Let's just fuck up. I might have just fucked up. Good morning, moron. What do you want, McCluskey? What I want to see, blah blah blah. Mr. Telestrian wants to meet you in person. He wants to chat about last night's fun and games. You can come along quietly, or you can meet him in a body bag. Come on, direct for grains. Make the wrong choice. Let's get this over with. I have things to do. Damn, I thought I would be able to bring you up these first. The estate. From the floor of the Lone Star Cruiser, you watch the tops of downtown corridor's office buildings disappear, replaced by the gray overcast of the I-90 bridge. The nylon restraints binding your wrists and ankles, along with McCluskey's whistling to the radio, make for an unpleasant ride. A half hour later, the crew hits a whisper-smooth patch of road and a magnificent mansion fills your view. Its design a blend of old-world finery and elvish grace. The car pulls to an absurd halt, and you're dragged onto the driveway, where McCluskey pulls a nasty-looking knife and cuts your bonds. You look up to see you're surrounded by a squad of green-clad ghosts. Special Forces troops from Tir Tanger. Massaging the feeling back into your numb extremities, you prepare to meet the man himself, James Telestrian III. Mr. Quaff. The fussy elf with the air of a Victorian butler studies you from toes to horns before he speaks. He doesn't like what he sees. Mr. Telestrian is expecting you. You will find him in his office. Thank you, Jeeves. He's not abused. Delighted to be of service. You may wait here for a few moments to gather yourself before you enter Mr. Telestrian's office. Some people find that they need time to prepare themselves before meeting an elf of his stature. However, the upstairs is off limits to you, and the library is occupied at the moment. Do not tarry, though. Mr. Telestrian is not one to be kept waiting long. The fuck do you want, McCluskey? Want some advice, moron? Of course you don't. You're a Shadowrunner. You live by your own rules, don't you? I suggest you keep your smart-ass remarks to yourself this time, troll. Mr. Celestial isn't some street meat you can impress or intimidate. He's the brains behind the throne of Tartarangra, and one of the richest men in Seattle. And he holds your leash, right, McCluskey? He was lapdog? Nah, that... Get me shot. Richer than hell elves take a dump the same way I do, McCluskey. That's the right attitude, chumber. You're just the same as Mr. Celestial. Yes, you are. The only difference is that you got no money, and you got no power. So tell me again, Brains, what is it you got? Free will? You're dumber than I thought. Enjoy your chat. I'll dispose of your body later. Oh, bite me, you fucking cuck. Hey, Algernon, what the fuck are you doing here? Oh, we got some fucked up textures up there. Yo, Algernon. It's good to see you again. There's much to do. You run in some pretty different circles, don't you, Algernon? I do not run at all, Grendel. I go where I am needed. I am needed here. Seek me out after you've spoken to James Celestial. Perhaps I can be of service again. You okay, man? Cool. Literally cannot go up the stairs at all. Okay. Means I have to go by Jeeves. Fuck. And there is Jimsy. Jamas. As you approach, James Celestial III looks up from the computer screen built into the surface of his desk and assesses you. Calculating it cold, a practiced smile comes from his face. He vibes the kind of rich you don't get from Trivet. It's not the clothing or trappings or the bow before your better's mansion. It's something else. The feeling that you're being categorized as a resource or a liability. Or a pawn. I have been reviewing the results of your visit to my Seattle office last night. I admit they are impressive. You have generated a considerable amount of damage to my office complex, killed or wounded many of my security personnel, and cost my vice president of security his job. In 24 hours, you have accumulated quite a bill with me, sir. How do you intend to settle your debt? You already confiscated the container I took. I have no other bargaining chips. First, some instruction. You do not begin a negotiation by admitting that you have nothing left to negotiate. However, you were considering your tactical situation. That tells me you are more than a mere street thug. Allow me to instruct you further. You have one piece of information which you might use as a bargaining chip in the little time you have left to live. Why you took what you took. I am interested to know why you and your team of criminals fought your way through my security teams, up to my private office to access the Matrix, and uncover the location with simple research progress. I took the egg sample to kill giant insect spirits. I find your business somehow refreshing. Mr. Quoth, please ask my daughter to join us. Fuck. Oh, her! Oh, shit, her! The young, pretty elf has dark circles under her eyes and a haunted expression on her face. She recognizes you instantly. It's you! You're the man who helped me escape from the Universal Brotherhood. How'd you get here? Thank you, Marie-Louise. You have confirmed the identity of your rescuer and given me reason to forgive him for his trespasses against me. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you got all okay, Marie-Louise. I'm not okay. I can't sleep at all. I'm afraid that this is a dream and that I'll wake up there and still be there with the bugs. You can relax, Marie-Louise. You are safe It is over. No, it won't be over until they are dead. You didn't see them. You don't understand. You and those men you flew in here, all you do is talk. It's just like you'd form a committee, father. And somehow I had to take action. That's why I got her team involved. I see. It was you and your crippled little friend who leaked Aegis to this man. We will speak of it later, in private. Now then, Grendel. There are people I wish you to meet. The committee my daughter alluded to. This is a rare opportunity for a man of the streets such as yourself. I urge you to behave. We will adjourn to the library. Sounds like I don't have much of a choice. Not if you wish to draw another breath, no. Fucking douchebag. There was a weight in Telestrian's library, a sense of magnitude and of purpose. You are no longer in the presence of mere wealth, you are in the presence of history. Now what? Lady and gentlemen, this is Grendel. He is a troll who saved my daughter, and the only one who has faced our common enemy in combat. Herr Brackhaus, what does a representative of the great dragon Lofweir have to tell us about the magical insects this Shadowrunner discovered? Brackhaus speaks slowly with a deep, melodious German accent. He takes his time, accentuating every word, relishing each vowel and each consonant, tasting them as if they were delicacy. Fucking knew Lofweir was gonna be in this shit. Fucking knew it. Don't know why I didn't expect Brackhaus though. My lord Lofweir has witnessed the insect spirit's physical manifestation before, roughly 9,000 years ago. As you are aware, magic ebbs and flows from the earth, cycling from peak to peak over the course of 5,200 years. As the level of magic grows, Hans dear, I love you. But you could babble on forever, and I believe time is of the essence. The paint addresses you. Grendel, is it? Delighted. The bug you fought was not merely a magically awakened animal, like a wyvern or a hydra or anything else in the sixth world. In fact, it isn't from this world at all. It's the physical embodiment of an insect spirit from another plane of existence. Is that why I couldn't kill it? Exactly so. Your little buggy friend exists on both planes simultaneously. Now, insect spirit can't simply thumb a ride through astral space and show up on Earth late for dinner. Dinner, in this case, being us. The two elements are required to bring one across the void, a shaman and a host. First, the spirit calls upon a shaman, often in dreams. The spirit seduces the shaman with promises of great power. The shaman then accepts the spirit as his totem. The best candidates are the disaffected and the disenfranchised, in short, the weak-willed. Their minds are the most susceptible to suggestion, which is helpful in making the transformation. As you imagine, these are the sort of people easily attracted to a cult, such as the Universal Brotherhood. Finally, by performing what has to be truly disgusting ritual, the shaman serving the insect totem implants the spirit into the host, willingly or not. Then it's feeding time. Harlequin is correct. The insect spirit will then slowly consume its host, while transforming it into spirit's own insectoid body, thus manifesting itself fully on this plane. Whiz, bugs from the dimension need killing. I get it. No, you don't, kid. Not by a long shot. This is bigger than hunting down an insect shaman or putting a few 9mm rounds into a bug. The initial bugs prepare a nest for the summoning of a queen. Once a nest has its queen, she literally explodes with newly manifested insect spirits. They swarm out of the nest, feasting on all the flesh they can find and implanting more insect spirits into fresh corpses. Again, and again, and again. The room falls silent as they all consider the scenario. Base is grim. Telestrian breaks the silence. This is not an infestation, Grendel. It is an invasion. My lord Lofweir knew this day would come, but he did not know precisely when nor where. Your rescue of Mr. Telestrian's daughter has exposed the existence of an insect spirit for the first time in this cycle of the world. So you're early at a part of this time. It gives you the upper hand, right? We are not early. We merely have experience on our side. The insect spirit is only a resident in the transformed host's body. Conventional weapons can hurt the body when exposed to spirit, but the spirit itself cannot be destroyed by mundane means. Hence, Project Aegis. Heltelesturian's biotechnology and agricultural divisions worked with my lord Lofvir's stomatological engineers and designed Project Aegis to destroy an insect spirit once it is released from its host. The formula, a fluorescing astrobacteria strain, exists in the physical and astral plane at once, and can thus affect the insect spirit. Now that was a mouthful. Did you memorize it, or are you reading it off index cards? My director of R&D, Diane Ravenwood, will explain how Project Aegis will be used in the field. Dr. Ravenwood, our weapons specialists have rapidly prototyped the delivery device for the fluorescing astrobacteria strain. They've created some prototype launchers which fire Aegis-filled shells. When fired, the shells will discharge a high-velocity stream of the bacteria. In order to destroy one of the bugs, it must first be damaged using conventional weapons or magic until the spirit is released from the host body. Then the insect spirit must be shot with the Project Aegis prototype launcher to destroy it. So, in order to stop an infestation of insects from another dimension, a dragon and an elf co-created a magical insecticide. Crudely put, but accurate. We must stop the Universal Brotherhood from summoning a queen, and we must stop them immediately. You are the only one who has been inside their facility, and the only one who has personally fought these creatures before. That, along with your highly effective assault upon my property, indicates that you are the ideal person to lead the attack. I'm flattered. You should be. Come on, kid. When Fate taps you on the shoulder, you've got to pay attention. Unfortunately, she has the nasty habit of tapping you on the opposite shoulder, so that when you turn around, she's on your other side, giggling like a deranged schoolgirl. I hate that. Enough. Are you willing to undergo this mission, Grendel? I'm a professional, and professionals get paid for their work. I assume that serving all mankind involves compensation. Of course, here's my proposal. If you prevent the queen from being summoned and destroy the insects in the next... nest. The fucking goddammit. 1 million new yen will be divided by the surviving team millions. 1 million, sign me up. Holy shit. Excellent. He claps his hand as if seeing the circus for the first time. I love the way that the short-lived are willing to die even faster. It's very inspirational. Shut up, elf. Barakhaus raises his hand and Harlequin's clapping instantly stops. There is one final note. A warning, if you will. You have seen the danger the insects represent, but you have not witnessed the shaman's power. The shaman must tap into a powerful source of magic in order to summon a queen. We do not know what abilities that power source will grant. Beware of the insects, but do not underestimate the shaman. Jesus Christ. 10,000 already? Fuck me. Hey, don't scare the kid, Hansel. We still need him to go on the mission. By the way, I'm coming with you, Grendel. I wouldn't mind seeing these creatures myself. I missed them last time. Celestial will bankroll you so you can hire the rest of your team. Find me when you're ready to go, and we'll bugger right out of here. Yes, speak with Harlequin when you're ready to depart. If you wish to acquire additional supplies for your mission, find my assistant Quoth. He is highly resourceful. Okay then. Cool, good to know. Okay. Jesus Christ, 42. Fuck me. I didn't think I had that much data stored up yet. We'll talk to Marie Louise. I'll get some supplies and then meet you here next time. I was listening. It sounds so bad. Thank you for everything. Could be worse. Could be raining. It's Seattle. You look like you have questions. Why were you locked up at the Universal Brotherhood? Father didn't approve of my boyfriend and tried to scare him off. Something went wrong and Hakim ended up in a wheelchair. Father covered the whole thing up and lied to me about Hakim. He told me horrible things, and I believed him. My Aunt Lynn told me the truth about Hakim and how my father lied. She preyed upon my anger. I was so disgusted with him. It was easy for her to get me to leave and join her new family at the Universal Brotherhood. Why did they want you? Aunt Lynn was very excited to have me there, almost manic. She talked about the inner circle and how I was going to be at its center. She said it would be their queen. The way she spoke, it was as if she'd seen God or something. But it's not God she sees. It's bugs. Only bugs. Was it Hakim who helped you in the Matrix? Yes. Even after my father ruined his life and convinced me to hate him, he's still been watching over me. My angel in cyberspace, Baron Samedi. After we escaped, I told Hakim about the Brotherhood and about the bugs. It was his idea to steal Project Aegis so you could go back into the Universal Brotherhood and exterminate the bugs. I don't know how he knew about it. Baron Samedi just knows things. So, what did Hakim tell you about us breaking into your father's office? Nothing. I haven't spoken to him since last night. Why? What happened? It went as planned until your father's people found me and brought me in. Of course it went as planned. Hakim is amazing at the Matrix. I'm sure you'll hear from him soon. I should go. Mr. Quoth. Harlequin. And Algernon. Alright. Okay, well. I will be right back. See ya.